Okay, today I am going to do a cold plunge. And I'm going to show you guys the process of how I do it with my setup. I have this Frigidaire 14.9 cubic foot freezer that I have converted into an ice bath. Those are the filters. And what I do before I start actually doing it, I check the temperature. Let's see what it is. So today's temperature is going to be 37.6 degrees. So it's usually around 36 to 38, so that's pretty much right in the perfect range. That's where it begins. Ziggy's running after animals. And then, first thing you do is you unplug it, because you do not want power running through it. So you unplug it. Now you don't have to worry about any electric shock. I also have one of the plugs that if there is an electric shock, it'll turn it off, but just to be extra careful, you want to make sure. Okay, so here we go. This is the cold plunge, 37 degrees. And I'm using my Amazfit watch to do the timing. I like to use the workout mode, and I use the indoor cycling. And what this does is it gives me my heart rate while I'm also getting time. So this gives me the ability to really keep track. Another thing is my other watch, when I get in the ice bath, it's so cold that it actually freezes the watch, so the timing actually goes off. Where this one can take temperatures like well below zero, so this can actually handle the cold temperature, which is actually quite nice. So let's go for it. Okay. All right. And we'll start the timer now. Okay. Whoa, all right. So, I usually do 6 minutes between 36 and 38 degrees every single day. And I try to keep my whole body submerged. The only way I can keep my hands in the water, because the water's so cold, is by clasping them. If I have them open, my hands can't handle it for more than maybe 60 seconds. After 60 seconds, they just start to throb with extreme pain. So I have to keep my hands together to keep them in the water. That's the only kind of thing I do, because it is really cold actually. But what I like about it is, after all my injuries from when I was younger, I experienced pain a lot in my knees and my ankles and my lower back and my upper back. Most of my joints are in pain most of the time. And what this does is, after 6 minutes in here, it basically takes all the pain away. For, I don't know, maybe 2 to 4 hours, I'm pain-free, which is really quite nice to experience. I don't use painkillers of any kind. This is all I use. So I like to ice things, brings down the inflammation, which I think is what causes the pain relief. So it's nice to get that inflammation down when I can. I always do the ice bath in the morning before I work out. So I do the ice bath, bring down inflammation, and then I use a workout to actually warm up again. You're not supposed to like sit in front of a fire or take a hot shower or do any of those things, because the benefits of an ice bath actually last for many hours after you get out, as long as you let your body heat up naturally. So I consider working out heating up naturally. I don't know if that's the case, but if I don't work out and I just go straight to sitting down or just doing something else that isn't to work out, I start to shiver after about, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I start getting shivers really bad, and my teeth start chattering, and it actually is. It's funny because in here you're actually pretty fine, but the cold still gets you like after you leave for quite a period. So working out, I've noticed, helps me like heat up, and I don't get the shivers, and I don't chatter. My teeth don't chatter if I work out right after an ice bath. So I guess technically a cold plunge, since I'm not using ice, I'm just using a freezer that keeps the temperature at extremely low temperatures. It's funny because when I was doing ice baths with ice, the temperatures would never get below like 46 degrees, 47. So this is actually quite a bit colder than your regular ice bath, at least in Southern California. I mean, I'm sure if you're somewhere else, you can get it even colder, but this ice bath this cold plunge, I could get down to freezing where you actually have to break ice on the surface, but I don't like it that cold. I've noticed anything below 34 degrees for me, like if it gets into like 33, my feet, it really hurts my feet. Like my toes start to go numb and I feel pain in my toes. And I like to listen to pain. If something hurts me, I don't do things that hurt. I see pain as a signal that you need to listen to. It protects you. So anyway, so I'm at 4 minutes and 12 seconds. So I only have a minute and 40 seconds to go. Yeah, I was looking at ice baths online when I started doing this. So I've been doing ice baths now for about around 2 years, maybe a little less than 2 years. And I started with, just putting ice in a bathtub, and I could never like really submerge myself all the way. I'm a big guy, so my tub just wasn't big enough for me to get the ice in there and get myself all the way in. Also, I didn't like buying ice, so then I bought an ice maker, and then I bought one of those little like plastic plunge pools that you can get your whole body in. But the ice maker, I could only make ice every other day, and it was just inconvenient, and you're wasting a lot of water. Like this, I only have to change the water every 2 weeks with these filters, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I started looking at ice baths, and they were expensive. They're like $7,000, and the cheapest one I found was like $3,000, and I'm like, this is insanely expensive. And then I saw that you could buy one of these freezers for like just under $600, and then if you just caulk the interior side with like $10 worth of caulk and put in this thermometer that keeps it from freezing, it cost me less, way under $700. For under $700, I have a permanent, cold plunge in my yard that I can use every single day that keeps it at whatever temperature I want. And this is a spectacular. It's one of the best investments I've made. I've been using this now for probably a little less than a year, like maybe 8 months, 9 months, and it is the best investment I've ever made. It's not meant for outdoors, but it does work, and it's rained. Like, we had the worst rainy season ever, and it survived perfectly. There's no problems with it. And there you go. That's 6 minutes. Got it done. Okay. Oh yeah.